As DOJ officials, including Attorney General Merrick Garland, announced findings following a nearly 2-year civil rights investigation into the Louisville Police Department and Metro government found following the death of Breonna Taylor Gupta, describing the findings of this investigation as, quote, deeply troubling. I was moved by Attorney General Merrick Garland describing an LMPD leader who told the department in the aftermath of Breonna Taylor's death that Breonna Taylor was a symptom of problems we have had for years. The DOJ's investigation found a pattern of unlawful and discriminatory policing. They say depriving people of their constitutional rights. They outlined First and Fourth Amendment violations as well as civil rights violations. And they say that the department used unlawful law enforcement practices, including unjustified neck restraints and questionable police dog and taser tactics. For more now, we want to bring in ABC News contributor and former NYPD Chief of Detectives Bob Boyce and ABC News legal contributor, host at Law and Crime Network, Brian Buckmeyer. Thank you both so much for being with us. You know, the Attorney General also announced charges against the Louisville police officers involved in obtaining the search warrant in the Breonna Taylor case, saying that they were aware that search warrant included information that was false and misleading. Where do we begin with this? Who wants to jump in first, gentlemen? I mean, there's so much here.
Whatever you need, I'll be fine. I'll be able to talk. When I saw this first happen, those of us in law enforcement has been following this for quite some time. We see this time and time again. We saw this in Ferguson, a consent decree with so many changes and so many mistakes through their policies and practices. And this is what this is about. I looked at the search warrant application, how it was looked at. Very little surveillance done on Breonna's house prior to that. And that's key when you look at these things. Who's coming in, who's coming out. The person that they thought was there wasn't there. And I think with a little more work, quite a bit more work, they would have been able to figure that out prior. But that's just one of many things. I think Merrick Garland said there was 26 deficiencies and changes that we made. That's pretty sweeping. This is a framework to change those things. And they've agreed to it. Now we're going to go forward.
And Brian, I want to bring you in here. I mean, what are the legal implications for this, for the Louisville Police Department? I mean, I would imagine for anyone working there, this is an incredibly damning, scathing report by the Department of Justice.
Absolutely. When you're talking about patterns in practice, we're not talking about, as many people would say, it's just a few bad apples. It seems like the whole barrel may be tainted to some degree. I mean, Robert points out the application for the search warrant. Well, the search warrant, all search warrants in the country are meant to have backstops where they get stopped if there's any kind of improper use of evidence to get them. And so the question becomes, when you have a pattern in practice, Robert hit the nail on the head. Yeah, they didn't do much of an investigation, but why didn't the judge push back when they applied for that warrant? Why weren't more questions asked? How did it go from officers to judge to prosecutor, to all these levels that are supposed to be double checking and making sure that the right information is processed in order to get a search warrant so that the Fourth Amendment isn't violated, which we've heard that is being violated in these situations? Why did all those steps fail? And I think that leads to a greater issue here in Louisville, and it's going to cause greater problems and needs greater solutions to move forward.
Yeah, I think that you are absolutely right, that it certainly raises more questions about how this even happened, these measures that are supposed to be in place there. I want to bring in our Justice Department reporter, Alex Mallon, who is joining us on the phone. Alex, when we talk about the findings of this report that's been going on for nearly 2 years, and the Attorney General saying that they found evidence of officers who videotaped themselves throwing drinks from their cars, calling people names. I mean, what can you tell us from your reporting perspective on what this means?
Yeah, I mean, I've been going through this. It's an over 90-page report, and some of the details in it are just excruciating. We're talking about detailed allegations of police beatings, conducting no-knock warrants. And I think one of the things that kind of illustrates it is as soon as the DOJ investigators got on the ground when this pattern of practice investigation was first announced, they said that they spoke to a police leader in the city who said that Breonna Taylor's death was just essentially scratching the surface of, and it was emblematic of everything that had been already going on in that police force that only just came to life with that high-profile death of Breonna Taylor. So we go through this report, and it's just a damning portrait of a police department that seems to have just lost its way. And they blame in this report the leaders of the police department, these supervisors who would often go to defend these instances of clearly excessive force that are outlined in the report. There's instances where police are basically approaching an individual as they believe is a suspect without any indication that the person is breaking the law. And they immediately start with acts of aggression. I mean, the acts that they detail in this report are just immediately resorting to violence. And I just think, we'll see what happens with this consent decree that they have reached in principle, but it will have to mean a series of major structural reforms to this department.
We certainly will see how that shakes out. Alex Mallon, as well as Brian Buckmeyer and Chief Boyce, thank you all so much for being with us.